What's up, y'all? It's me with ProducerTalk, aka Producer Culture, and today I have my good friend TnT here, who's known for producing Street Runner, Nevada, and Headshot. So TnT, how you doing today?
I'm good, can't complain.
Okay, so do you want to tell us where the name TnT came from?
Man, back in the day, my brother used to rap. To be honest, it really didn't even come from like anywhere. Like I just had it. Like I just called myself something because I used to be with him selling CDs. So like I just like came up with a nickname for myself, and I just came up with TnT. For real.
Did you like have a meaning for it back then when you came up with it?
Nah, it wasn't even no meaning. But like I added the XD later though, like to put like make it a little different.
So what's the XD?
The XD was actually like before emojis. My guy used to send like a little smiling
face.
It felt like that looked kind of hard. I added it to TnT, but then my other guy sent me a beat one day and it had the N lowercase, so I started putting T lowercase N T XD.
So the proper way to spell TnT is capitalized T lowercase N capital T.
Capital XD.
Capital XD.
Yeah, people be like lowercase and X like in the D if you killing.
Okay, so it's capital. Okay. So who are some of your favorite producers to work with and why?
Man, I got a lot. I can't even really name them though. Like
you can name a few.
I got a lot on them though. Like
all right, so like 3 of them. They don't got to be a top 3, but just like 3 of them.
You know, I mean the whole shows when we locked in, they don't count. You know, I be locked in with my guy Forever Rolling. Like we stay locked in. It's a lot. It's too many. I don't even want to like name, but like I be locked in. Y'all know who y'all are.
Okay.
We locked in. Y'all know who y'all are. Trust.
So what artists do you like working with?
You know Rod, YB, Jack Boy, Chopper. Who else am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Dang, I feel like I'm forgetting. I don't want to forget nobody's name. Jack Boy, Chopper, Rod, Young Boy. You know, I mean, like the people that you see me like constantly getting placements with. But you know, like me and Rod, like we like really locked in for sure. Like me and Rod be like really like locked in.
Yeah, for sure. So are there any like artists that you don't like working with?
Nah, I wouldn't even say it though, for real. Even if there was, like, it's certain things you feel me, you can't.
You got some decorum.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Got some
decorum.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, got some decorum. Like, it's certain things you can't say.
No, for sure. Okay, so like, you don't have to tell us about like an artist that you don't like working with, but like, tell me about like an awkward session that you had before where it was just like, man, I'm ready to go home. Like,
man, I'm gonna tell y'all. Shout out, man. It was Quando. It was like 2018. I wasn't even playing the beats. My man was playing the beats, and I told him, I'm like, yo, you don't really listen to him. You don't know his sound like I do, but I let him do his thing. Boom. By the time the third, fourth beat was around, Quando was ready to go home. Like, and he let it be known, like, yo, I'm ready to go home. Like.
While he was playing the beats?
He was like, bro, this beat is trash. I'm ready to go home.
Oh.
Like, we good now, you feel me? Like, we straight now, you know what I'm saying? Shout out. But, like, he literally was like, I'm ready to go home. And he wasn't even talking about home. We was in L.A. He was talking about, I'm ready to go home all the way to Georgia.
It was like, that bad?
He was like, bro, this beat trash, big, bro. He was like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. He was like, man, I'm ready to go home. That was probably, but like we locked in.
I probably would have closed my laptop. I don't know if I would have opened it back.
Nah, it was like that. That was one of those moments I was like, I ain't know, is this really for me? I mean, it was tough.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your industry price for a beat?
It all depends. Like every artist, like every situation, but like it differs. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't really charge every artist the same because some artists have different budgets. So it all depends on the situation.
So if an artist doesn't fit your budget, like, do you work with them?
We'll make it work.
Okay.
Sometimes you can probably add me as a feature, or you may be able to give me like a swap, or just we'll make it work. Like, especially if the song is hard and I rock with you, I will make it work.
Be flexible. That's cool. So what's the best way for people to like approach you for like to ask for advice or like if they want to send you loops? Like how do you prefer them to approach you?
Just hit me up. Just be genuine. Like I get 1,000 DMs, but like just hit me up being genuine. Like I'm gonna get to it if I do. I can't promise I'm gonna get to everybody because I get 1,000 DMs, but like just just be genuine with it. Just I may get to it, you know what I'm saying, but like it's just like just keep like stay consistent, but like just make sure it's genuine.
So have you ever had any issues with placements when like collaborating with like multiple producers?
Yeah, I have, but I feel like I can't really I don't really like to speak on specific, but yeah, I done ran into like some situations definitely like it happens because people have their own egos, people have their own agendas, people like really don't care to make stuff difficult sometimes. So like, yeah, I done ran into a lot of situations.
So how do you get out of it?
Sometimes you gotta compromise. Sometimes you gotta do things you ain't want to do from the beginning, or sometimes you just gotta stand down and like double down and be like, "This is what it's gonna be." But I don't really think I ran into a situation where it just didn't get resolved. It's like y'all gotta come to a middle ground.
Yeah.
I mean, it may take a little time, but y'all gotta just eventually, you know what I'm saying? Especially if y'all want the song to come out, y'all gotta come to a middle ground.
So, what are some like lessons that you say that you would have taken away from like those situations?
Well, like loop makers in like that situation. I mean, sometimes it's better to know like who you collabing with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like know like what they got going on, like know their background and how they work, because a lot of people will like they can mess up a good opportunity because like just because of their ego, or they feel like they may not even have a placement yet, but they like, oh, I heard such and such got this, so that's what I feel like. Or they got a lawyer in their ear that they just hired. They like, sure, I want money, so they telling them, you feel me? We're gonna get you 10 just because they want to cut. You feel me? But they not realizing that people just trying to get money off them.
Yeah.
So they really just trying to like tell them whatever, not knowing that they can mess up a relationship.
Yeah, that's
just because like, so they ain't, the lawyer don't care, or whoever ain't really tripping. They just like, boom,
get paid.
You feel me? We about to get that check. So they in their ear telling them the wrong thing just to get money.
So what do you think is your biggest
hit? That's tough. Ain't that tough? Biggest. I gotta say like street running. I gotta say,
I think it's street running.
It's like
that song went crazy.
By your side up there too.
Falling stars through the night, and I've been thinking about you every night.
Street running and By Your Side is kind of like, you feel me? But it's like street runner is that one though. I feel like street runner that one's gonna be around like no matter what, like, cause I feel like that changed the whole like genre too. So it changed a lot.
So, what is your favorite beat that you made? Like, not anybody else's. Like, what's your favorite?
Favorite beat? And it's tough. I gotta say By Your Side.
By Your Side is your favorite?
Yeah.
Why?
I just love that bounce, like, cause it's like, and I just love like the vocal. Like when it come on, it's just like it's so recognizable. Like the vocal is just crazy.
Yeah.
And like the bounce of that beat crazy. That's like.
Well, Kevin is back. Kevin is TNT's manager. So Kevin, what do you think is TNT's biggest hit?
Man, I think his biggest song is By Your Side.
Okay, we said it was between those three. That one is tough though, for sure. So TNT, being that you don't play any instruments, like what's your technique to producing?
Man, ear. Do what sound good. You feel me? Put it together. If it sounds good, do it. You know what I'm saying? There's really no technique to it. If it sounds good, then let's do it.
I fuck with that, for sure. So, can you explain to us what is Chosen Ones? We always hear you talk about Chosen Ones, but like, what's the actual meaning behind Chosen Ones? Who's a part of Chosen Ones? How did you come up with that?
How do we come up with the name is the question. I don't remember how we came up with the name, but we was just like, we all work together. We gotta come up with a collective. It's me, Taj Money, Shad, who all choke? Ja Rico, he shoot videos. Jarvo, he make beats. Got, who am I forgetting? We got, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Rax. Shout out my boy Keith. Who else am I forgetting, man? I feel like I'm forgetting people.
If you know, you know.
Dang, who I forget? Some my boy Shot. You already know we locked in. Dang, if I'm forgetting, you already know we chose when we locked in. But
No.
like, it's really just a collective. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just we come from a little city. It's like we feel like we was just literally the chosen ones because really we like the first from our city to really do that. Like, especially like with the music. So it just made sense. So like, we just a collective just trying to bring people in who feel like they really started from like a small place and got an opportunity to be a chosen.
That's wild. That's wild. Can I be chosen one? I can be a chosen one, right?
You chosen, you know that.
I'm chosen. Okay.
I know that.
Why we locked in?
I know you chosen, we locked in.
Okay. So, what are your thoughts on reaching back to young producers, and how do you like give back to the younger producer community? Well, how do you give back to the producer community as a whole?
I be collabing. Like, that's my way of giving back. I collab. I done got a lot of producers placement with like big artists. So like, that's my way of giving back. Instead of like, I just collab with you. I really, and that it's a gift and a curse because like it does cause problems sometimes because I collab with so many people.
Yeah.
So I really just be collabing with like random producers. Like, it don't matter how many followers you got, your name. I just literally go through my email, boom, like let's get it, send the beat out, get it played.
But you got good intentions though, so like it'll always work out for you in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
yeah.
It like for the most part, yeah, it do. But like I just like helping. You know what I'm saying? I like helping like the community, but like I mean for the most part it do turn out straight though.
So how do you pick loops? Because I remember you telling me something about like after like the first 3 seconds, you know if it's a good loop or not.
First 2 seconds, I'm talking about first 2 seconds come on, like, yeah, that's it.
How do you know? Is it like a feeling?
It's a feeling like you know because the artist gonna feel it. So like I'm hearing it like, yeah, that's him. Like as soon as it come on, or I'm like, nah, that's not it. Boom, gotta go to the next one.
So you know because like you know because you know the artist that you making a beat for.
Nah, I just know like if it hit me, it's gonna hit them. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as it come on, it's like, yeah, I done heard this before. Like it can be a hard loop, but it's like I done heard it too many times.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's hard, but it's like, all right, bet I need something different. It's like as soon as something come on, I'm like, I ain't never heard these chords or I ain't never heard this type of guitar, you feel me? And I just know.
So have you ever had any beats that you made, but like it didn't get placed like years
I don't know if any got like placed like years later. But I mean, I still be sending beats out like from 2020, 2000, like, they hard.
Yeah. So
like, I don't really think I got like none like placed later. But like, nah, I just be sending beats out. It don't matter the year though. If they tough, they tough. I'm gonna just send them out. Kind of circulating for real.
So did you ever get excited about like a placement and then it
A lot of them.
For real?
A couple of them, man. Like, sheesh.
Tell us about a story.
Man, I remember back then, I think it was Young Boy and Young Thug did a song.
Like, that would have been hard.
It was tough. They shot a video to it and all, like, it had Future in it. It had, like, Young Scooter in it. It was, like, it was called Wow. Wait, let's cut that out. I can't say the name. I'm gonna give it too much information.
Alright, cut out the name. We're gonna cut out the name.
It had Future and it had like Scooter in the video. It was tough. They just never dropped it.
Damn.
That would
have been raw though.
Crazy.
That would have been raw. That would have woke up the streets for real.
Yeah. That was like 2018.
Damn.
Yeah.
It might still drop one day.
Never.
They might. You don't think so? They don't
Never.
think they're gonna put out a lot like let's drop this.
Never.
No.
Never.
Okay, so what do you think are your biggest like keys to your success?
Being consistent, just like never like stop working. Just like even on the days I don't feel like working, just like working. Just that's really because I mean everybody talented. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody got access to crazy loops. Everybody has access to the hardest drum kits. Everybody got access to YouTube to where they can see how to mix properly and everything. So it's like, what are you going to do that's going to separate yourself? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to outwork the competition? That's really just it. I don't really take breaks like that. So just staying consistent.
Have you ever like got a placement with a beat that like was a hit, but like you didn't like the beat, like personally?
Yeah, a lot of them.
For real?
Yeah.
Is it because like you're your toughest critic, or you like with the beat?
Nah, I'm just real critical.
Okay.
Yeah. Real critical. Like, people be like, man, that's a banger. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. You feel me? But I mean, that's just how everybody is. I mean, that's
how
how
you keep
most
yourself
people
humble.
are. Yeah, you gotta keep yourself grounded. Like, cause people be, you feel me? People gonna gas you. You gotta keep yourself grounded, cause that's how you keep like working.
For sure. So, what's your studio etiquette rules, like your do's and don'ts in the studio? And that goes for like you, producers around you, like people in the studio room.
Man, do's and don'ts. Just don't have too many people. Please, just don't have too many
That's
people.
mine too. That's number
Like,
one of mine.
Try to show up on time. At least a considerable time. You feel me? Like, timing and just like people and just like being able to smoke. Like, if you can't, like, I can't smoke in the studio, I really don't want to be there. If I gotta go outside and smoke, I'm really not trying to be there. Like, I'm not trying to make beats, stop walking outside now.
So you don't really like patchwork?
I don't be there.
Yeah, I figured.
So I don't really got a lot of rules. I don't really got like.
You have
I
any
be chilling.
don'ts? Like,
Nah, don't say I can't smoke.
that's your don't. Okay.
And don't come with like
A lot of people, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is more important, talent or networking?
Networking. Everybody talented. I mean, not everybody, but like, man, it's so easy to be talented. Like, you can go on YouTube right now, just watch a tutorial.
And pick
I'm
it
talking
up.
about a month, you could be making beats crazy. But a lot of people not gonna get their beats out there.
Yeah.
So it's like a person who like average, but they networking every day. They out here reaching out to people. They out here building with people. They're gonna go crazy over a person who's just sitting in their room, not sending out beats, just waiting on the opportunity, just waiting for something to come to them. Like, I see it a lot. There's people out there that's harder than me for real, but like they not networking.
And they don't know how to get in those rooms. That's really what it is, though, for sure.
That's all it is. Knowing people, getting in the rooms, showing your face.
Yeah.
For real.
So, how do you feel about like artists passing on beats that like went on to be big?
With like different artists passing on beats like that another artist got on?
Yeah.
Man, I be like, told you.
Told you.
You feel me? Like,
That's that I told you so moment. For
man,
real.
I told you. I done seen it. I seen it happen recently, but can't speak on it. But you know, I'm just like, man, I told you.
It'd be one of those ones. Like, you just know. You know if it's one of the ones.
I know. It's just like I can't let them. I can't make them. You feel me?
Yeah, you can't make them see the vision.
Yeah.
So somebody else will see it. If
Somebody
they don't
else
see
see
it,
it.
somebody else see it.
Sheesh.
So, do you feel like if you place the song, like how we were talking about producer collabs, if you feel like you place the song, do you think that you should get the higher percentage for placing it?
It depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Like, give us a situation.
That's a sensitive topic.
Is it?
That's a sensitive topic. Like, it's certain stuff I just like. It's certain stuff I don't like. It's sensitive. That can start. That can start a whole like. That can start a whole.
It can start a whole debate for
Like,
sure. I see how that could get messy. So we can skip over that.
That
Okay.
can get crazy.
Have you ever sent out any files without like the paperwork? Or
Yeah.
like you wasn't scared, nervous?
Nah, y'all. You feel me? Do what y'all gotta do. You like do what y'all feel like y'all gotta do. Then
Cause you gonna do what you got to
we
do.
gonna do what we gotta do. So it's like, ain't nothing to be nervous about. What y'all gonna drop it then?
But is it
Alright.
something that you like recommend to like younger producers? Like, would you tell them like it's okay to send out the files without the paperwork?
I mean, it all depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's like, you know, if you got a good team, you got a good like represent, like people like represent you, like it'll like
Good
everything
management,
will
good
get,
lawyer, yeah.
it will get taken care of. Like, y'all drop the song, we gonna do what we gotta do.
That's why you feel like you can do that because you have a good team.
Yeah, we gonna do what we gotta do. Like,
All right,
we gonna
shout out
send
your
it-
team.
Yeah, shout out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Lush Music. You know what I'm saying? Shout out everybody on Lush. You know what I'm saying? Boom.
So, do you think it's important to have a bond with an artist?
Yeah, definitely build with an artist. Like, I mean, getting placements is cool, but it's like if
Building
you
with an
find an
artist.
artist and y'all blow up, out of here. Like, cause they gonna tag you, they gonna shout you out, they gonna take you
along
with them. Now they going crazy. Boom, you gonna ride with them.
Then it's like you created their sound, so it's like everybody always gonna remember you. Like, oh, they created so and so sound. Like,
Everybody gonna want that same sound.
right.
They gonna come to you try to get that sound. Boom, you just feeding the industry with that sound, cause everybody gonna want to hit like that.
What's like one of your favorite like artist producer collabs? I mean, like duo besides like yourself and like Rod or Young Boy.
Man, I love Forever Rolling and G.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, like
That's a good
crazy,
duo, yeah.
unmatched.
That's
Yeah,
a fire duo.
tough.
So what advice would you give to producers, like young producers, when they go in sessions and they playing beats?
Just don't get discouraged, and just always be prepared to make like a beat from scratch too.
Right.
Cause you may go in there and you may play every beat you got literally, and they like, I bet, you feel me, let's make something. So just be prepared. Cause artists like picky. Some artists pick like beats off rip, but like a lot of artists are
hella picky.
crazy.
But I think that's the biggest thing, like you said, the best one, like not to get discouraged, because it's so easy to get discouraged when everybody's sitting in the room and they looking like they not fucking with your beats. But
I'm talking about that 20th beat.
Yeah.
You start, your hands start sweating.
Start shaking.
Your head start, like, you gotta go to the bathroom and all.
Start questioning yourself. But yeah, I think like the most important thing is like just to keep going, and like sometimes like every artist is different, every sound is different, so you really just gotta be prepared to like you said, create something from scratch. Maybe listen to like what they've been working on recently, and like try to create something like based off of that. You just not always gonna have a beat that they looking for. Sometimes you gotta make it.
Nah, definitely.
So what are your thoughts on using loops, like when it comes to the financial side?
It is what it is. Get it done. I mean, you know, try to limit like as many people you got on there, but so do what you gotta do to get it done. Cause I really can't say nothing. I didn't have 5 people on the beat. I didn't have 6 people. I done had
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't happen. I'm just like
crazy.
We didn't got it done. You feel me? So
You made it work though.
We made it work.
Can repeating the same like process when you're making beats, like you think it can like contribute to like creative block?
Nah, I mean, I feel like you gotta like get your process down first. But I mean, once you get your process down, I feel like you should switch stuff up. Cause I mean, it may create a block. Cause like me, like when I sit down every day, I know I can make 10 beats like easy. Sometimes I just try to do different stuff. Sometimes I may make the beat from scratch, or I may just try a different tempo, or I may just try a different genre just to like get inspired. Or I may just like go to the studio instead of just making beats at home. So it's just like,
so what's your process like when you make beats?
My process personally, like I'm gonna roll a backwood. You feel me?
Backwoods need a sponsor.
I'm gonna roll a backwood. I'm gonna smoke. I'm gonna go through boom boom whatever loop. Go through them quick. I may go through 200-300 loops for real. Boom. I find that one, and it's like once I find that one, I get inspired. Like probably like I try to spend like 15 minutes maybe. Boom. Just run through them, mix it, map it out, go to the next one. I don't really try to like dwell on beats. I just like that's hard. All right, let's make it.
So do you always like start with loops? Like you never like, or
nah,
do you have your days where you be like, let me just start from scratch and make a melody? Like
I was, but now I just be like, I'll be busy for real. So I'm like, I don't want to sit down and just make a bunch of them for real, because I gotta get them out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I mean, sometimes like I want to be creative and just like I'll just make loops and I'll just put them on Discord and let other people finish it. But like for the most part, like I just gotta get beats done. So I'll just open a loop for real.
So how would you say that you can create or like renew your sound? Like what are some ways to do that?
Just do it. Like I ain't gonna lie, when I make beats, I just do stuff like, cause it's no like limit to the creativity. It's just like try different sounds, try different drums. You may have used this drum kit for years, but like replace that snare with like a live snare, or play with the velocity, or just try stuff. Like every time I make a beat, I always try to do something different. Like, cause it's your creativity, it's your process, so it's like nobody can tell you what's right or wrong.
So what would you like? What's the number one tip you would give somebody who's like trying to create or like renew their sound?
Think outside the box. It's hard because there's so many producers. Like it's hard to create something new, but it's like, you know, you gotta sit down and just. It all comes from within, though. Like that's one of the things that come within yourself. Like you can't really force it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just sit down and just, you know, just create, and eventually, like that's what it took me a long time to really get the sound that I have now. Like the bounce that I have now, the certain sounds that I have is like it took me making thousands of beats. Now I'm finally comfortable saying like my beats kind of stand out. You feel me? So it just really just time.
For up and coming producers, what are like some signs that like they're doing everything right, or like
They
they're
get
doing
up every day and they work.
That's a
Really,
good one.
that's the biggest sign. You get up every day, and it don't matter if you working towards networking with somebody, you're making beats. You get up every day and you working towards like something.
Right.
Even if you already, even that don't even really go to up and coming. That's for really everybody. It's just like consistency. That's like I don't really have like much to say about that. Just consistency. Like I don't, cause people ask for like my formula, but it's like I never really had a formula. I just outwork
everybody.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing people can say I'm harder than them, but they can't say that they work harder than me. So it's just like, you know.
Let them know, twin.
Sure.
What's your advice for producers when it comes to like co-publishing or publishing deals or admin deals?
I would say admin deal for real. Like if you do a co-pub, it gotta be like crazy bag. But like I mean, I would recommend an admin deal. I would recommend an admin deal once you have a catalog that you're comfortable with, because I feel like a lot of people get into an admin deal too soon and you kind of get stuck because it's just like you can't recoup it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, placements aren't easy to come by, so I feel like build your catalog up a little bit so you have leverage and you could just be comfortable. Like even if you don't get a lot of placements, the catalog that you already have is still recouping the money.
Right. You gotta think about the recoupment before you like just sign off on a number.
Yeah, it took me like 300 placements before I signed my deal, so it's like I'm comfortable enough to where like I'm still working, but like I know my catalog is gonna help me move through it.
Right. That's a smart way to do it, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are you building yourself outside of producing?
I've been working on my TikTok. I've been really trying to really learn about it because I don't really know how to use it, but it's been like building up pretty good. So like that's been helping my brand, like getting to show people like a different side, like they don't really know.
Is TikTok like the only social media you're using?
TikTok, I mean, I've been on Twitch. I've been on Twitter. I mean, just building like any like my brand on like anything I can for real.
What else you working on?
What else am I working on?
What about your YouTube?
I've been like, instead of just like doing like tight beats, I'm like working on like vlogs, working on like questions, just showing like people like inside, like more like in depth instead of just posting like beats, because I have a big following on there, so I know like people want to actually see more than just me posting beats.
Right, they want to see your personality, they want to get to know you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show people that side.
Make sure you shout out your team who been helping you.
Nah, shout out to Mimi, shout out to Jada, you know what I'm saying? They be helping me on the TikTok, they been helping me get right. You know what I'm saying? We've been really going crazy. We went viral twice.
Jada is like the queen of TikTok. Like that's his TikTok director.
Yeah, they be on my head about it.
No, for sure. I mean, we got to. Look at you now. TikTok star. Let me stop. So, what do you plan on like filming in the future? Like, what do you got coming out soon? And why do you feel like what you're filming is important to like your brand?
I've been filming some for like YouTube, just like questions about me, just to, like show people like, you know what I'm saying? Because I have a lot of people that DM me that want to talk, ask questions. I can't really get to everybody, so it's like I can show everybody as a whole like more about me. Because a lot of people,
bigger audience.
Yeah, like because I can't get back to every DM, so it's just getting to show people this side, because people know the beats and people know like what I show them, but like now they get to see like more in depth.
So we hear that you have a documentary in the work. Like, when's it coming? How's it going with that?
Nah, I don't know when it's coming. You know, hopefully we get on like Netflix in like 10 years, something like that. You know
no, for sure. It'll be here. Don't say hopefully, say it is.
Yeah, we're gonna get it on Netflix in like 10 years. We started it, you know what I'm saying? But we're working on it.